64 wins. 64 wins. Bruins fans, it is time to get out! Because that is, well, I mean, I've said it how many times already? Like 3 or 4 times. 64 wins. 64 wins. That is a 5-2 victory over the Washington Capitals. Welcome back to Into the Den, everybody. I'm your host, Andre Bex. I'm sorry that I don't really sound too excited for this episode. I'm not gonna lie. It's partially because, one, outside of the narrative of this being, outside of the narratives of last game. I mean, there were a lot of narratives going into this game, but honestly, I felt like this game was kind of a wash. This game doesn't mean anything. At least in terms of standings. It means everything in terms of records. 133 points is the benchmark. That is the benchmark for the best regular season in NHL history. And Habs fans are going to argue. We had the pity point. We had the pity point for overtime and all that. Here's the thing. If you this is sorry. The thing is that that Habs 77 roster that was the best regular season team of all time. It is now the 2022-2023 Boston Bruins. That was a team constructed without the salary cap. This one had a clear handicap that they had to circumvent on numerous occasions. I say on numerous occasions as if it wasn't literally just the circumvention wasn't entirely just the trade deadline. It was literally just, oh shoot, Hall and Foligno and soon enough who is it? And Forward are all injured. Let's get guys to replace them. And lo and behold, we found guys to replace them. Two of those guys even came to the team that we played tonight, and one of them even scored almost twice. But another narrative in this game is that David Krejci is going to be out the last 2 games, which honestly I'm completely fine with. Not just in terms of getting him ready for the playoffs. We want him. He apparently left the last practice he was a part of. He left early and he was laboring. And not only do we want him to be healthy for the playoffs, I really don't think that we need him for right now. I really don't think that we need him. Zaka's doing just fine as number 2 seed. And speaking of Zaka, tonight is the last home game, and as is tradition, we award the 7th player award for the Bruins. And this year, the 7th player award is given to none other than Pavel Zacha. And he absolutely deserved it. He absolutely deserved the 7th player award. The way that man has stepped up into the role that he has stepped up into his role on the second line. And people can say, he was just on a line with Pastrnak and Krejci. Here's the thing: the Devils have good players. They could have just as easily put Zacha with them. They could have just as easily put Zacha with them and be fine. They could have done that and had no qualms. But they didn't. Because the Devils are stupid. But this is also a revenge game for a player who, despite his troubles this season, is well respected by the Boston faithful. Craig Smith. he was given a proper tribute in the on the jumbotron during the first commercial break, and he absolutely deserved it. And I still love that wraparound goal he made to put away the double overtime game against the Capitals. That was still funny. It's still funny that he got traded to that team. But the last major plot point of tonight, Linus Ullmark, 39 wins. One more to tie the record for most wins by a Bruins goalie in a season, and set by Pete Peters 40 years ago. And you know what? He does it. He doesn't do it alone. We'll get into that. Now I'm going to drop this puck. By the time I drop this puck, y'all better have liked, commented, and subscribed. 3, 2, 1. Puck drops, and that and honestly, for the entire first period, there's not really much that happened. And Bruins put the Bruins and Capitals are going pretty much tit for tat. They are not. Neither team is really pushing it one way or the other. It feels kind of even. And in particular, in this game, Connor Clifton had a fantastic first period. He made some really good hits. He made some really good plays. Clifton had a really good first period. Bruins all around had a really good first period. But one thing that I learned in the first period that made me sad was this is Dale Arnold's last season as a Bruins commentator. And he has been the voice of the Bruins Intermission Report for my entire lifetime. He's been incredible. Such an incredible person to see. He always had a fun personality on TV. He always knew what he was talking about. Never really felt like he was fumbling over his words. And for that, Dale Arnold, enjoy retirement. Enjoy retirement, big guy. You deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. Anyway, second period starts and the Bruins come off the rest of a tripping penalty that Lindholm incurred in the first period. At the end of the first period, that makes us 39 straight penalty kills. And just like last season, 39 is as far as we go. Oh, it seems like we're on that survivor kick. We can only go up to 39. And honestly, throughout this game, both the goalies, technically all 4 goalies were insane. Because, and we'll get into that, but for the first 2 periods, Charlie Lindgren was playing in a way that I had seen Ullmark do a few times this season. He's throwing himself everywhere, and just absolutely insane play from him. But as you can tell by the score, the floodgates do not hold themselves closed to all the way for the entire game, because Matt Irwin ends up going for cross-checking Taylor Hall. Well, this puts it's the number 11 power play over against the number 17 against the number 4 penalty kill. Look at that. We've actually been doing good enough on the power play over the past few games to up ourselves from like 15th to 11th. That's not bad. That's not bad. And doing against the 4th ranked penalty kill in the league is pretty respectable. Now, we score on this twice, but I understand why we only scored on it once. Wait, how the hell can you score on a power play twice? Well, funny story. At the start of the power play, the Bruins control the puck. They're putting it on net. Charlie Lindgren is balling out, and the ref ends up losing sight of the puck, and he blows the whistle just as it squirts out to Pasternak, and he pots it. But I can understand why the ref blew this one dead. He didn't know where the puck was. He thought that Lindgren had trapped it, which, considering how long it stayed in that little area near the top of the crease, I can understand why he blew the whistle. Well, I mean, it's better to have that. I mean, sure, it's good to have the. Sure, it kind of sucks that we got robbed of a goal there, but from a linesman perspective, I can kind of understand why he called it. Besides, it doesn't matter because throughout this game, the Bruins move the puck in a way that I don't think I saw them do at any other point this season. They are moving it efficiently, and they're making passes that I would have been befuddled at them trying to make. But this power play goal is pristine. The primo shit. Pasta has the puck. It's never a good idea to give the puck to Pasternak on a power play. He's going right into the teeth of the defense, which, why the hell are you doing? But he pump fakes everyone and then cuts back outside towards the top of the slot, and passes to Marchand, and that breaks a 16-game goalless streak for him, and also continues to give our power play life, as that puts the Bruins up 1-0. A little bit later, Tom Wilson goes for the most obvious penalty that Tom Wilson could ever go for: roughing. Now, I will admit, the shoulder check that he lays on this one, on I think Connor Clifton in here, is fine. That shoulder check is fine. That is not. The shoulder check is fine, but whipping your arm out, that's a no-no. That's a no-no, and Wilson goes to the box for roughing. And the Bruins capitalize on it. Do you get it? Capitalize. And we're playing the fucking Capitals. Again, Pasternak has the puck again, and you don't want to do that if you're the opposing team. You don't want to give Pasternak the puck on a power play. Danger always follows. And lo and behold, danger follows for the Capitals. Sorry. Danger follows for the Capitals. Pasternak fires it on net, and Tyler Bertuzzi is just there to pick up to quickly pick up the rebound against Lindgren, and he just chips it up and over his leg to put the Bruins up 2-0. And then the Capitals score on. You ever just remember that rubber is bouncy? Because I'm pretty sure watching the slow-mo replay of this goal by Nick Jensen happen, is basically everybody in Bruins Nation remembered at this point, oh yeah, that's right, rubber is bouncy or something. Like, I don't care how vulcanized this thing is. It's still rubber. It's still rubber, and when the rubber meets the road, that's gonna bounce. Because Nick Jensen just lazily tries to fire this one deep into the offensive zone just as a good zone entry. It bounces off of Charlie McAvoy's knee and downwards and bounces past Omark. Who do you even blame for that? Like, I'm sorry, but that is, for all intents and purposes, a tumbling muffin. That is a tumbling muffin. Caps cut the lead to 1. And going into the second period. Going into the second intermission. And then the third period happens, and Charlie Lindgren falls out again. Like, would you believe me if you didn't watch this game, would you believe me if I told you that a goalie that looks this out of position doesn't allow a goal here? Would you believe me? Because he doesn't. Charlie Lindgren just balls the hell out here. No stick, no glove hand, and he still manages to save everything thrown at him here. That is insane. That is incredible. I've never seen a goalie go that hard. Like, yeah, we had that insane diving goal where Omar saved a surefire goal from, I think, Mark Giordano in that 4-3 January game against the Leafs. But he still had all his pads on. He just didn't have his stick. Lindgren here, he doesn't even have his glove hand. That's how much he's balling out here. But he's not infallible, and Nosek helps us remember that. And Nosek has been amazing these past few games. Like, I have not been giving him the love that he absolutely deserves. Nosek last game was, I think, 17 for 18 from the faceoff dot, which is like one of the best performances any Bruin has had from the faceoff dot, I think, in history. I think 17 of 18 ranks like third or second all time for Bruins faceoff percentage. But I'm too tired to look it up. So fuck you, I guess. Fuck you. You're all beautiful. You're all beautiful. I love you. Please stay. Please stay. These videos mean a lot to me. Anyway, the Bruins are just pressuring the puck in the offensive zone like they've been doing all game. The puck squirts out to John Carlson, who absolutely at the end of this is at the end of his career, his number deserves to be going all the way up into the frickin' rafters. And I don't know about Hall of Fame, but he's absolutely going into the rafters for the Capitals. But for right now, he gets a stick on it, but he doesn't control it, and he taps it right to Tomáš Nosek, and Nosek just blasts it. So anyway, I started blast, and Lindgren doesn't save it. 3-1 Boston. And then we get one of the scariest parts of the game. Now, a short rush down from Clifton results in him getting tripped up and sent into the net. Not into the net, the backboards, and he's slow to get up. But that's not the issue here. The issue is Charlie Lindgren. And after Clifton passes back to Hall, Lindgren is contorting himself to make an insane save, and God bless him, he makes it. But it is so severe on his right shoulder that he is taken out of the rest of the game. And now there was some speculation that it had to do with Nick Jensen coming across a little bit later and tripping on him. No, that was the completely wrong arm. That was his left arm. His right arm is, and God bless him, he tried to stay in, but he could not. And so the Kemperer, the Stanley Cup champion Darcy Kuemper, comes into the game, and he has a decent game, I guess. Like all four goalies suited up tonight, and honestly, when that happens, you're just hoping that everybody's okay, that the first two goalies are okay. But a little bit later, Dmitry Orlov ends up going for tripping, and this is where it stops. This is where it ends. The Caps fire a shot on in Ullmark. It bounces back to open space. Carlo, you absolutely have the reach to beat Tom Wilson to this puck, but he doesn't. And Wilson just chips it up, and that ends the penalty kill streak at 39. I genuinely thought we were going to hit 40. I really thought we were going to hit 40. But honestly, 39 in a row, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But that does not stay. The case all the time. That does not stay the case forever. As just 30 seconds later, the fourth line on an absolute heater of a shift. Tomasz Nosek makes a diagonal pass to Hathaway, and Hathaway just turns on the Jets and taps it into and past Kemper to put the Bruins up 4-2. And then the next major play stoppage happens, and Ullmark makes a weird kick to the other side of the net just before this, and he runs into it kind of weird. Ullmark does not look good here. At least he looks a little bit labored. He looks like he looks a little bit hurt, and I really, really hope that is not the, and that I really, really hope that does not stay the case for next Monday when the playoffs start. So that ends up being the Swayman ends up coming in last 5 minutes. It's the Capitals pull. Kemper with like 3 minutes left, because is when you're down 2, that's usually what you end up doing. You pull the goalie earlier than you usually would, and credit to the Capitals, they burn a lot of time here. Credit to the Bruins, they burn a lot of time here. Capitals try and get a good few opportunities, but Marchand just tips it out of the just tips it away into the offensive zone. He's driving, but he does not have the angle, and he has the defenseman on him, and he just centers the puck to Jake DeBrusk, and that is history. That is history. Tape that puck up, because that is the nail in the coffin. That is the nail in the coffin for 133 points. Who has more fun than us? Who has more fun than the Boston Bruins? Now, going into the last game of the season on Thursday, who do we play? I think that we are going to rest a bunch of guys. I don't know who we're resting. I can kind of see. I can kind of see Bergeron, Marchand, and maybe Pasternak. No wait, Bergeron, Marchand of freaking McAvoy, Lindholm, and Ullmark getting rest. I don't even think Ullmark was supposed to play this next one, but this one is definitely the game where you don't look at where you don't watch for names that you recognize. You watch for the names that you don't. Like the game last season, like the last game of last season. I thought I put too much stock in that game, and that's why I ended up naming it Sheldon Keefe Hates Happiness. Yes, but for this game, for this next game, even though it's against the Habs, I want you to kick their ass. I want you to kick their ass. Let this be your victory lap. And that is it for tonight's in this episode. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Take care.